Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my usual video predictions for what I think is going to happen in the next episode for Fear the Walking Dead. Because we have the mid-season break, we just saw the mid-season finale with episode 8. This will be for episode 9, which is not yet named. In addition to it not being named, we also don't know too many details about the episode. We've just seen like a very short sneak peek that was shown during Talking Dead. And aside from that, there is no usual promo or sneak peek yet on AMC's YouTube channel, so I don't have a link for you guys yet for that. But we do have some details about the return. Apparently, it's going to be a 2-month hiatus, which I didn't think they were going to do because, of course, you have 8 episodes for the back half, and we just got 8 episodes. This year, Fear, it didn't premiere at the same time as it did last year, so they're still going to do kind of the 2-month hiatus type deal. And it sounds like maybe avoid Game of Thrones entirely on Sunday nights, which makes sense, I guess. But I was hoping to see it back in August. September 10th. It's going to be quite a bit of a wait until it returns. And also, with how incredible this half season is, it's kind of disappointing to me because I really want to see it come back soon. And September just seems so far away at this point, being midsummer and, close to the beginning of the summer, with September being, back to school season and all that kind of stuff. I kind of had hoped that they would have, brought it back sooner. But okay, if we got to wait till September, hopefully that's wrong. But if that's right, we'll see. I'll let you guys know if anything changes, and I'll do videos on it. But couple of month hiatus now to see what they're going to do next. Maybe this season got backed up in production or something, I don't know. Or maybe they just decided strategically to do like double premieres, double finales, which kind of compacts it a bit, but maybe they can more strategically release it so they're not in opposition to other shows at certain times. And then there is a bit of a, right up here it says, there's a complete story that the 16 episodes encompasses, and the elements for it have all been introduced in the first 8. So I wouldn't say it is a reinvention so much. Fear the Walking Dead showrunner Dave Erickson told comicbook.com of season 3, I think that we're in a very precarious position. Madison and Nick have conspired in a murder, and they're going to sell that. She sets it up at the end of the season as a suicide. So we're going to go into the back half with a treaty of peace between the nation and the ranchers. And an understanding or an assumption that Jeremiah did something noble, that Jeremiah took his own life as a nod to Walker in an effort to avoid violence and to save his sons, his ranch, and his legacy. And it says, while the series will be a bit different as the feud between Brokejaw Ranch and Walker's Native American clan has been resolved, the Clark family will be, quote-unquote, walking on eggshells within their own community as they run the risk of Troy, Jake, or other characters learning the truth of what happened to Jeremiah. So that's pretty good stuff. So I do like this kind of setup for the second half, and I am glad they went this direction with the second half. If you guys saw my video predictions for the mid-season finale, and by the way, you can watch my reviews for the mid-season finale if you haven't seen it, episodes 7 and episode 8. I just love the mid-season finale, and I also like what it sets up for the second half because they didn't just blow past kind of this battle or this problem that the ranch has with the nation, so to speak. So with Walker as a villain and kind of Jeremiah, Troy, the Otto family at the ranch, they have a great thing going, I think, and I think this half has been the most engaging half for sure for Fear the Walking Dead that they've ever done. I mean, the first half. So I'm very excited to see what they do in the second half, and I'm also very happy. I'm happy that they didn't have Troy go in and just kill all of the natives and then kill Walker just like that. I'm glad they really took their time with the story. They had some back and forth in the mid-season finale. They had Madison and the Clarks, who are kind of really on their own side. If you look at what happens in the mid-season finale, we get the sense that they're not really with the ranch entirely. They're not really with Otto and the others entirely. And at the same time, I wouldn't say they're with Walker either, because we have to remember that even though Madison has kind of put it aside for now, Walker is responsible for the death of Travis because of shooting down the helicopter, of course, actually killing him. So, there's just a lot of different, even though you have two main groups, really you have a lot of different little subgroups. Like you have, Walker, then you have really kind of, I guess you could view it as three. And, and even like Troy and Jake on that side not getting along. So it's really interesting to see what happens here. And also, of course, with the lie or with what's happened in the mid-season finale, you got to think that Troy might have his suspicions about what happened with Jeremiah because, of course, Madison had lied for Troy before, and he knows how cunning Madison is. He knows how smooth, how cunning, how, just what she can do. And, certainly that she's not somebody you can really trust if you think you might be on the wrong side of her. So this looks really interesting. Now, whether or not the nation joins, if they come and join the ranch and all becomes one big group, instead of these two smaller groups, you have kind of one overarching bigger group that just cannot coexist, cannot get along together and live together. Really, it looks like we're probably going to have the ranch surrender in this case and give, with her giving over the head, it's kind of like a surrender, and we'll have to see what Walker decides to do, what this looks like with, both of these groups trying to live together, and what Troy decides to do as a result, because of course Troy's going to blame somebody for the death of Jeremiah. He's probably not going to think at first that it was Madison. He's probably going to, blame Walker, because if it wasn't for Walker doing this stuff, his dad wouldn't have killed himself. So Troy being a loose cannon like that, man, is really, really interesting stuff. And, I can't wait to see how this all kind of, spins out of control. You can see that it's kind of a bad situation. There's so many deaths on each side. There's going to be people that hate each other on each side because they were in opposition. And they're giving peace a chance, but to me, it doesn't look like this is going to work one way or another. So, it's really good stuff, and I can't wait to see how this second half is going to turn out. Also, it'll be cool to see in the second half whether or not we see Daniel, Strand, find the others at this point, because I would think that they would have to pretty soon. I don't think you can go through the whole rest of the season with the second half without them finding each other. Getting to see some good moments like Ophelia reunited with her father, if he's able to find her. Strand find the others, maybe. I think it'd be great. Maybe we'll see the dam again. It'll be interesting to see if that comes into play. But what am I thinking for the second half in terms of predictions? So even though it's still September, I guess in a way it's okay, because it's like, all right, because when it hits, it's going to be great, and enjoy this first half so much. But I'm thinking like, okay, so maybe a couple episodes dealing with the death and stuff kind of starting to spin out of control, and then by the end of the season, everybody just kind of, maybe the Clarks having to leave, realizing this is not going to work at all, Troy losing his mind, and others, maybe some other things happening there, and maybe Walker losing control of that place. And also, it could be interesting to have Madison let them in, and then, from the inside pick them apart or something. So, because she's so cunning and she's so smooth that it's like, wow, what is she going to do when they're all kind of in close range together, living together if that's the way things go down. So, pretty much for now, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think Walker will survive out the season. I don't think Troy is the tricky one, because Troy is really interesting. We'll have to see if he's able to kind of survive him wanting to get revenge, and if he pisses Walker off or something, could be really good. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Jake is killed off in this back half. That said, really excited for the second half for Fear the Walking Dead. Just can't wait for it, man. The first half was so hot. It was like fire at the end there with the last couple episodes that, man, it's such a shame we gotta wait that long, if that is correct. Hopefully it's wrong. If you guys like the video, leave a comment below and send me your questions. Also, so much happened in the mid-season finale there. There's just so much to talk about for our characters and with what we think is going to happen. So leave the predictions below and the questions for the Q&As. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. You can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, bottom left to subscribe. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon, probably tomorrow, for a Q&A. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.